let's dive into the mobile studio. As Ashwin rightly pointed out, a lot of the stuff that you've been looking at already today is awesome stuff for specific key products that you have that you want to invest a little bit more on. For us, though, the feeling is that there are things that you can do through the rise of mobile from a creative standpoint in a very short space of time. And if we've got like one overall objective from this that ties into what Ashwin was just saying as well, is that from today onwards, you should have an ambition to make sure that all of your creative, other than DPA, which still relies off images being pulled out of the, from the website, has motion within it. Okay, that's like the key objective. We want to make sure that all of your creative from this day onwards has that element in there. And your mobile is an amazing tool to use to be able to achieve that objective. So this is going to be really fun. What we're going to do first is go through some examples. We can show you some ideas of what some customers have been doing, how they've been doing it, some of the apps that they use. I'm going to try and go through these relatively quickly because the real fun stuff is actually getting hands-on with it. That's when Greg's going to do a demo. We're going to walk around. We're actually going to build this stuff out. And it's going to be really fun and interactive, and it will give you a very good learning experience how you can actually go away and do this stuff. My one big tip for you guys is to just play around with them, okay? Don't automatically leave here and just go, right, I'm going to follow this same path every single time with every single one of my creatives. There are tons of apps out there. These are just a couple of them that we're going to use to get this started. But go home and start experimenting, play around with them. Some of the best results that we've seen from clients are guys that just take this on. There are heaps of apps out there, and I can tell you that once the bug sets in, you'll just get going with it and you'll keep playing around. It's a lot of fun. But to start off with, we've just touched on this idea that when we think about video, and I'm sure everyone here has been talked about video and getting video produced in their ads. When we think about video, often this is the kind of thing that we have in mind, right?
You've been riding me all day. You're playing like Betty White out there. That's not what your girlfriend said.
Eat Snickers. Better?
Better. I'm all bet. That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfied.
Awesome. So when we think about video, right, we automatically think high-end production. You probably have to storyboard, high investment, etc. All things that we've been discussing quite a bit today. But the fact is, when we talk about video, as I've already touched on, what we really mean is motion. Okay. You really want to get motion within your ads. And the great thing about mobile is that you can now do this in a really cheap, cost-effective way. Okay, so things previously that would have been really difficult are just no longer a requirement. Okay, creative agencies, you can get a jump on this using a mobile phone. You don't have to have high investments. People are creating their own mobile studios for $20 a piece. We'll have a look at some of the ways that they're doing that. But mobile is disrupting this. Okay, we're all advertisers. We know how much mobile has disrupted the advertising world. It's disrupting the creative world as well. And there's so many things that we can be doing. So what we're going to jump into is the first segment of the mobile studio narrative, which is how you can remix your existing assets. This is really what we're going to do a bit of an exercise in as well. And I think it's initially going to be one of the things that you guys can jump onto in a shorter space of time. I think moving forward, the shooting from scratch is going to be something that you guys can really start to think about and experiment with, especially if you've got high inventory and a lot of products at your disposal. You can start playing around with that as well. The final segment is then around the actual kits and things that you can use to get started. So that's suggestions from our end on the type of things and equipment you need to really shoot good quality with your mobile, but also all the apps that you can go away and start playing around with. So if we look at remixing your assets, the first example that I absolutely love, every single time I go through this with someone, they're always just like, aha, that's awesome. This is the bowl. This is my friend Bowl. Very standard bowl. There's nothing too special about it. Good for salads. If I saw this on my newsfeed and it was trying to get me to buy, I'd be like, yeah, probably not doing the most for me. It's just a bowl, right? However, with an app called Legend, as you guys have now all downloaded, you can turn this bowl into the Super Bowl. Yay. Right? No? Okay, I thought that was a good joke. So just using the app Legend, inputting that single image, Legend then spits out within about 5 to 10 seconds heaps of different options with a bit of text that you put in there. Okay? In a very short space of time, you've then got a still image that has motion. Okay? one objective achieved in a very short space of time. There are heaps of different options that come out of this. One suggestion I always make to my clients when they're starting to use Legend is to settle on a piece of typography, so a text format that fits with your brand and that fits with the kind of identity that you have, and then be consistent with it, okay, so that you can try and get that element of consistency within your advertising. What we don't want is every single person leaving here using that same single one, and then it all just becomes crazy. You've got to think about your own personal identity, your own brand, and you're picking the type of text that fits with that, and then be consistent as you go. But it extends past this. So what we can do is just jump into a couple of client examples now to show you how they're using very simple apps to start getting some motion within their ads. And it's all going to be things that I'm sure you can identify with. So a really cool one to start with is a company called Jelly, I believe based in San Francisco. They make very funky, cool, quirky skateboards. Their issue is that their skateboards are white, and the background of their ads were white as well. So again, if we're talking about standing out and being a bit dynamic, probably not the easiest scenario for them. So what we did, very simple. We used an app called GIF Boom, layered their product images on top of each other, and made sure that they were in exactly the same position, so that when we press play on the slideshow, the colors of the skateboard, the typography on the skateboards and the wheels were changing. And then we thought about what kind of text we could put in there. So 100% clear, 100% California. That's a branded message for them. It was the kind of message that they had across their brand. So we're introducing that as well. And immediately we've got an ad with motion in it. This probably took 2 minutes start to finish in this very simple process. The next example we have then looks at using an app called VidLab. We're not actually going to use that today. Video Shop does a very similar thing to this. But it's a company called Friday. They make really cool hipster bicycles. Again, they were using still imagery predominantly across all of their advertising. No disrespect towards the product, but how engaging is this for the consumer again? You're really having to rely on the fact that consumer looking at that product of the bike and going, holy hell, yeah, I want this bicycle, I'm going to buy it. So what do? We want to be able to dive deeper into the product itself, give them a little bit more of an idea of the specific aspects of it. So what we did is we just cropped that original photo into different parts of the image, layered those on top of each other, added in a couple of other product shots, and turned it into a kind of 5 to 6 second video.
You say it's a hipster bike.
Yeah.
You buy one?
So I want one that also has a backpack capability, so I could like put it on my back. I don't know, that's just me as well. One thing's missing from here, which is a sound file, so that they haven't delighted for sound on. So make sure if you do create something like this, you've got the sound file on there. But very simple, right? It was super, super easy. It's using the same image that they've got. They've just cropped in and magnified on different aspects of the image, layered them on top of each other.
It's a demo.
And you've got, yeah. So what we've got now is a demo of how they actually put this together. It can show you exactly how quickly it is to do. And we're going to be doing this as well in a couple of minutes. So going into VidLab, create photo story, input your slideshow, so the images that you're going to do in the sequence, you're going to use them. Dictate the speed of it. Okay, so this is a more conversion ad, so we want it nice and short, 5 to 6 seconds, nice and easy. Processing, save to the phone. Happy days. Cool. Really simple stuff, right? Had a big impact. Okay, another one that I think is really cool. A company called Pop-Up Plus. They specialize in plus-size dresses. And again, same scenario, still images, loads of product shots, zero motion, zero engagement within their ads. Here's what we did. We got them to use an app called Knockout. So very simply, they went into their product shots. They I'm jumping ahead, sorry. Hold on, let me just go back one. We wanted to start off just by making the actual images themselves a little bit more engaging. So we cut out the models in the dresses from the original photos, the white backgrounds. I believe they did a very simple, it was either on Shutterstock or something like that, and they just put in like vibrant backgrounds on the search, and they found these images. I would suggest that if you do this, make sure that you have a license to use the kind of images that you source. You don't want to get in trouble. But they just thought, right, I want to make these more engaging, more vibrant. They got these backgrounds. They cut out their models, put them on top of those images. And already you're going to a much higher engagement level. In terms of how they did that, the app's called Knockout. It's super simple. If you don't want to use Knockout, you can use Adobe Photo Mix. It's an app that I've used a lot as well. Photo Mix is great. You can just literally just arc around the model, pick out what you want, pull that, and then layer a photo in behind it. So it's a really, really cool way to do it. As I've already mentioned, what a lot of people do is they end up using more than one app in a whole process to create their piece of creative. So they put this together within Knockout. They then layered those images on top of each other within, I believe it was VidLab or VidShop, and then turned it into a video that ran. And this is the end product. So they add a bit of typography over the top of it. Super simple. So if you think back to that original image that they had, white background, just a dress standing in the middle, 2 apps, and about 5 to 10 minutes of time, you've got a really cool, engaging video that you can leverage in your creative. Really simple stuff. I love this. Like, I end up doing this kind of thing with my clients regularly. One, because it opens up a huge window of opportunity from a creative standpoint, but 2, it's really fun. And you can really understand what kind of things are going to work for your audience. And that goes back to my original point at the start about testing and playing around. Okay, making sure that you're experimenting, learning the apps, learning the process, but also then learning what's going to work for your business. That's a really key part of this. So that's about remixing your current assets. Okay, we've all got heaps of still imagery at our disposal. This is a really good idea or indication of the things you can be doing straight away. You can leave from here and start getting cracking with this. The other part of the mobile studio narrative is shooting from scratch. Okay, so actually using your mobile phone to shoot video. Loads of different ways you can do this. The first example I'm going to look at is a company called Inspiralized. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of them before. It's awesome. It turns your vegetable into spaghetti, and it's super dope. So it's really cool. The owner had a problem in that, again, video was high cost. It was too much for them to go out and find an agency to produce all this stuff. So what she did is this.
My name is and I am the founder of Inspiralized. So I only use a few simple tools when I'm taking photos and videos, especially when I'm posting them for ads or something on social media. I have a foam board that I actually bought at a office supply store. I bought one at a grocery store, and then I bought contact paper online, and it makes the illusion that it's marble, which is a beautiful kitchen space, but really it's just cost me a couple dollars. And then I'll also use another foam board to bounce light off so that it looks more vibrant. And I always make sure to take all of my photos and videos near a window because you get that natural light, really beautiful. And then I use a simple tripod like this especially for overhead shots or ones that I don't have a lot of space in my living room, so I'll attach it. It attaches really nicely. I'll hang it on a lamp or anything like that. And then of course I use my smartphone to do the video.
Super simple. I think total end cost for her to buy those little bits was like $15 or something, so real cheap. Let's just have a look at what she ended up creating. So using the Boomerang app within Instagram, she just put these together. Very simple. I believe she put them in a carousel format. But again, we're talking about motion, right? That's the key element here, adding motion into your creative. She now does this round the clock. It's a constant part of her creative process. You guys all have heaps of product inventory. You guys can do this in your own studios, at home, wherever it might be, create a little mobile studio and get some really cool, engaging creative from scratch with your mobile phones. So really, really cool stuff. The other example I have here is a company called Pescaria, a small restaurant based in Greece, I believe. All we did here is go, right, what's the theme? The theme is food. Let's take some images of their produce. We literally took images of the seafood that they use to cook their food. We used the app Layout. I don't know if you guys have seen that as well. It's another Instagram app, and you can do some really cool stuff with it. So we just used the mirror effect to put them off against each other. Really cool creative. Put this together, again, using an app. ended up with some really cool results. Put this in a slideshow, so we had that motion element in there. Rolled it out, and they ended up, give you an example of the actual creative, the end look of it. They ended up with a queue outside of their restaurant that was so big, and we know that this was just because of the Facebook campaign, because they weren't advertising anywhere else, that was so big, it went about 200 meters around the block. So, and this is versus the still image campaigns that they were doing beforehand. So if we're talking about like the power of good creative and adding motion into your ads, it has a big impact. I love this story. They sent this to us in an email saying, guys, we've got a queue going out around the corner. This is insane. Okay, it probably took 2-3 minutes to get that creative done within the Layout app. So really, really cool, simple stuff. The final part then is the kit to get you started. We're going to do this walkthrough in terms of actually using some of the apps, but we've also got some information that we'll send through afterwards in terms of setting yourself up with a mini studio at home. So it's things like, get yourself a cardboard box, a ruler, a pair of scissors, some tape, and there's a walkthrough here to actually show you how to put this together. Lighting's a key element. I think some people always just kind of forget about the lighting element within their creative. And this is just a really good way for you to get the know-how to actually do this in a really, really cool and easy way. So we will be sending this through afterwards. I believe Ashman's going to make sure you all get a copy of this. And here is that app cheat sheet that you can also get your hands on, so you can start experimenting with other apps. I strongly advise you to go broader. There are heaps out there. Just keep looking, keep seeing what you can find. And the other really great thing is that we've just launched the Mobile Studio website. So there is now a place online. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Taking pictures.
Oh, there it is. I believe we're sending this through afterwards, aren't we?
You can't see them.
Yeah.
You can't see them. It's a secret.
Well, this is the thing, right? So the Mobile Studio website has just been launched. This is global. Anyone can access this. Here's the link. And this has examples on it, some of the stories we've already been through, all the apps that we're suggesting to try out, as well as just getting in there and trying different ones out yourself. Really great resource. Jump on here. The other thing that I'd suggest that you do is jump on Facebook Creative Hub, which is an excellent place to get some inspiration across different ad formats. So you can see what people are doing across carousel, collection, etc. Canvas, for example. Great place to see what's working globally across those ad formats to get some other ideas on top of what we're talking about here with the Mobile Studio. Cool. Exciting? Yay.
Yeah.
All right, well, now it's going to get even more exciting because we're actually going to build something. And this is where we can get quite hands-on. Greg's going to lead this. We're going to get your phone up on screen so we can actually follow what he's doing. The idea here is that Greg will walk you through the process using the assets you've downloaded, so the images in the video. He's going to show you how to create something. Am I right in saying that you're going to show them the example first? Or?
Yeah, I can do. I can
Okay.
give an example about where we're going to end up. Just want to make sure we're all feeling a little bit energized. It's what is it? 10 to 1. This is when normally I feel like having a nap. And I can see a few eyes out there that I know are feeling the same. So we're going to just try and invigorate this session a little bit. This is hands-on. And by hands-on, I mean this is the first time you've been to a presentation where the presenter is going to say, please get out your phones and be on them while I'm talking. So enjoy this session. It's also quite interactive. So ask Johnny questions as we go. Ask me questions as we go. And I'm going to try and relate it to the session that you had previously as well, which talked about those 4 key principles. When we're talking about motion, it's either basic motion, brand motion, benefit motion, or demo in motion. So it's going to be one of those 4 things, and that's kind of where your starting point about each time you create a video, what kind of video do you want to create out of those 4 buckets. Today I'm going to walk you through creating a demo in motion, and we've chosen a very typical drop shipping product to do it with. Somebody Ashman came to me and said, Greg, can you make a twisty lemon device interesting? And I said I would love to give it a go. So here you go. I'll just give you a quick look at the video that we're gonna be making together. This is 9 seconds. Oh wait, is it on screen? Yes, it is. Here we go. So this should play with sound. I actually put sound on this as well, but because it's an iPhone 7, you don't get the aux cable. Great design by Apple. So But you guys will have sound on your phone, so don't turn off the sound just because we're having a session. I want to be able to hear the music tracks that you decide to put on your apps. So let's get started. So we're going to jump in, if we can all start on Legend, okay? And so what we're going to do first...
Can we get you guys going around as well, just to check, because it's a big room, just want to make sure that everyone's trucking in the right direction. Cheers, guys. So
you've got the photos and the video on your phone. We're going to start in Legend, and the first thing we're going to do is... if we're looking at the design or the kind of assets that we have, I'm going to go to the pictures here, right? So we've got a bunch of still images, you know...
should we just check? Is everyone in the Legend app?
Yeah.
All in the right place?
So I'm just looking through these images and I'm thinking, okay, where do we want to start? And so I'm going to start with this one. This is probably the most informative product image that we have to try and describe what it is that we're going to be trying to sell. Now, you don't have to use the exact same text that I'm going to use, but it's lunchtime for me. But this is the moment I literally just thought, I hope my girlfriend doesn't message me for the next 25 minutes. So inappropriate. So look, have a think about what kind of message you want to put on here. You know, remember one of the key principles. The first one is capture attention. Okay, so we want to be able to do that with the language and the words that we're using. So I'm going to go with the awesome. Well, let's do capitals first. The awesome lemon sprayer. Right. You could ask a question. It could be, have you seen this? Question mark. Something to get them thinking, get their brains going, oh, what is it? And so this is what Johnny said about the Super Bowl. We've now got the Super Lemon. And we've now got 3 different pages of options that we could use. And it does this instantly. It's just straight away, it's giving you lots of different types of typography you can use. So I'm going to use my favorite one, which I think is this one here. Yeah. But by all means, choose the one that you think or you prefer. You don't have to do the exact same one that I'm going to use. Now, Legend is also pretty cool because it gives you all these different types of color combinations you can do. It puts a bit of a color, a filter on the image, changes the color coordination of the text. I like the original one for this because I think that the white text and the yellow word for lemon really pops out. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to save this. You just hit the 3-dot button that says More, and then you can select Save Video. Cool. So I'm going to use that for my first, that's going to be my first part of the overall film. Now I'm going to create, are we all with me so far? Is that, we all good? We all have that first one? All right. So we're going to hit New. And now what we want to think about is how we're going to end the video. Now obviously we're all drop shippers, and the end that we want everybody to get to is buying. So I'm going to use that kind of message. Pretty simple. Now, looking at my still images here, I think I'm going to finish with this one,
end part of it,
which is just, I think it looks like a good kind of ender shot. Shows the product, but shows the different fruits that you could use it with. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to be super clever here, and I'm going to say buy now. Real simple. Cool, and straight away again, we get a bunch of options. I'm gonna keep it on theme with the one I did last time, but again, choose the font or the typography that you want to use, and I'm gonna keep it to the same color combo, and I'm gonna hit save on that as well. Save video. Okay, cool. Are we all there? Do we all have a beginning and end video with captions with our message and our product?
Let's just give them 2 minutes just to catch up. I think we're still saving a couple of things here. Just do a quick dart around. That's looking good.
How easy is this so far?
We're using Legend. Yeah, if you haven't downloaded, you just have to grab it through the App Store. I think we're there.
Just give me a rough thumbs up signal for people that are with me so far. We're good.
I think we're still doing some final edits. Just a couple, 30 more seconds, mate, and then we'll be. Some people are getting very smart with their text.
I'm so tempted to just go, Luke, I am your father. I can't do that. Okay, we're good? Yeah. So look, let's just see where we are now. So I'm going to go back to my photos, and we should all have what I have here, which are now 2 new videos, 2 6-second videos. One is the first one. Yeah, we all have that. And then we should have this one as well, the ender, by now. Okay, we all have them? Cool. Right, so the next thing we need to do, we should all have this 60-second, this 1-minute video of the lemon squeezer. Now, on your phones, you'll actually have the person in this video talking you through the product. All right? Now, the video that we're going to create is a demo in motion. So this is actually really good footage for us to use. I'm been made to believe that when you are dropshipping a lot of products, you actually get these kind of assets, 1 minute, 2 minute, sometimes 15-minute videos. And obviously on Facebook, we need to be quicker. So we've talked about capturing attention, but we also want to deliver our message in a much closer time frame. So I'm looking at this asset and I'm thinking about how we can just cut this up so that 1, we can deliver the message faster, 2, we can give the demo, and 3, we can use some captions to get people to watch all the way through. And so things like 1, 2, 3, those just numbers, you naturally start going, well, if that's 1, then what is 3? This curious third step, I want to know. So it kind of drives that view through. So we're going to go through the process of cutting this asset into something that doesn't take a minute to tell, works with or without sound, and delivers the demo that we want. Okay, and for that, I'm going to use Video Shop. So if you want to open Video Shop on your apps, and we're going to stay in Video Shop now for the rest of the session. It's a great app, very similar to Video Lab. The only problem with Video Lab is it's iPhone only. So we're being impartial in using Video Shop. Also, I've only ever done this with Video Shop on the iPhone version. So I don't know if it's a little bit different on Android, but I think it's pretty similar in terms of what you can do within it. So, are we all in Video Shop? A little bit more noise. Yes. Cool. All right. We hit the plus button, top right corner, and we're going to import our clip. All right. You can tell I was in the Maldives recently. I'm not going to make a video about that. All right. So I'm going to grab my 58-second video. I'm going to hit done. Very simple. So now it's in my vid shop. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut this into the 3 parts of the video that give a really good demonstration of the product. So what we want to do, you've got your video in the bottom left corner there, and then above you've got this bar here, this toolbar. And if you scroll to the left, you'll have this scissor trim button. Awesome little button. Okay, so once we've got it, I'm now going to try and fixate on the couple of seconds that are actually important for me to give the first part of the product, which is cutting the fruit, cutting the lime in this instant. So I'm just going to pull this bar forward until I get to this point where he cuts. I'm going to pull it back here to get back to where he cuts. Now, this is just a little tricky part because it's quite fiddly with your fingers, but at the moment, it's 4 seconds and 0.13, which is a little bit too long. So if you tap on one of the arrows and then just hold, it will expand and you'll be able to be a little bit more specific on the actual time frame that you're shortening. So I'm going to go right up until the point that he's cut, just to about there. And I think that will give me, 3 seconds? Maybe we can go a little bit shorter from the other side. So if we just tap and hold, and we're going to come from about here. All right, so 2.9 seconds. And then once we've got that specific, is everybody with me so far? They've gotten the press and hold to get to a slightly shorter time frame. We're going to hit done. Okay, so that's clip number 1. Now we're going to have to bring in clip number 2. So if you hit this plus button down on the bottom bar, we can then hit album, and we can import the clip, the same clip again, the 58-second, and we're just going to do it again. Okay, same process. We're going to go to the trim. And now we're going to try and isolate the second part, which is this twisting part here. So I'm going to bring it in, and I just want to really get this moment where they're twisting it in. Cool. Probably about here. We can probably go a little bit shorter. If we tap and hold, let's get to where it actually looks like he's doing it. To about...
Sweet. Everyone's on it.
So about there. So just 2 seconds with this one.
Okay, guys.
Just 2 seconds. You don't need any more than that. And then we're going to hit done. Okay, so now it's starting to come together. We've got the quick cut. And then we've got the quick twist. All right, now we just need to do the third part. We're going to hit plus one more time. We're going to go to the album. and we're going to select the video again. And then the third part is spray, and that's ultimately the full demonstration of the product, is that you've put it in the lemon or the lime, and you can actually spray the bottle. So we're going to select our third one, and we're going to hit trim, and we're going to get to the point where, oh no wait, this is not the, just go back. Where's my minute long one? Is it this one? Yeah. There we go. So trim, and the bit that I want is just here where he starts spraying his hand. It's only for a couple of seconds. Again, just to about there. Probably go a little bit shorter. Where does it start? Just want this bit, yeah. All right, again, just 2 seconds there. So we've got our 3 clips. Now, just to clarify, if you need to rejiggle your clips in the assembly, all you have to do is tap and hold one of the clips in your bottom, and then you can pull it across, depending on where you want it to sit, okay? So at the moment, we've got the cut, the twist, and then the spray. Now, I've actually just described the 3 kind of elements, but one of the things that we need to be able to do is to say that visually, because as we know on Facebook, it's not always sound on. So we're going to add captions now. We're going to describe what we're seeing in the little shots.
Yes, yep.
So we're going to select shot 1, and we're going to come up to our toolbar, and we're going to hit text, and then this will appear on your screen.
It'll be there.
We're going to double tap,
and then you go,
and we're going to hit cut, all cap. Again, choose whichever font you want. You don't have to choose the same as mine. I'm going with white because it stands out nicely on the background. It's very easy to capture the eye, and I'm using a font that just seems quite bold and aggressive. Makes sense with the font that I used on the other one. And you can scroll through this bar. There's hundreds to choose from. There's hundreds of colors as well. So you don't have to choose the same ones I do. I'm going with white. And then if you grab it, a bit like on Snapchat or Instagram stories, you can then pull that and put it wherever you want just with your thumb. And then you can expand it as well just by stretching it. So I'm going to make it quite big and aggressive and let them know that we're cutting here. Right, now at the top, you can see that at the moment, this text is going to start at the beginning of the first shot. So can you see at the top that sort of pen bar? So that indicates when it starts. So I want it to come through or in just after, not straight away. And then you can see the duration bar at the bottom here. So I know that clip is about 3 seconds long. So I'm going to get it to last for maybe 2.4 seconds. So it's not going to play for the whole clip. It's going to come in and come out. All right. So once that's done, we're going to come and do the next clip. So we're going to click on clip 2, and we're going to hit text button. And now, there's been some debate about the word I should use here. I wanted to use screw, but I've been told that it is politically not correct, and so we will use twist. Okay. So, we're going to twist it. We're going to put it in white. I'm going to hit done. And again, I'm going to put it down the bottom here. And I'm going to make it nice and big. Can't misunderstand me. All right. I'm going to make sure it comes in just after the clip starts. And I'm just going to shorten the duration slightly because I know this clip is actually just on 2 seconds. So I want it to finish before the clip ends. So at about 1.8 here. There you go. All right.
Let's just do a quick check. Are we all keeping up? We're all about the same stage. We've got
all there.
The 2 words in the first 2 clips.
We can all leave this session and just go work creative agencies. Quit our jobs. Okay. The third one. Don't do that. I don't want to be responsible. Okay. We're going to add the third piece of text. And this one is going to be spray. Nice and simple. I'm going to use the same font. Done. Bring it nice big down the bottom. Right. Done. And this one I'm going to get to start again just after the clip starts and make sure it finishes just before the end of the clip. About 1.8, no, just a little bit shorter. Yeah, okay, done. All right, let's just have a look at what this looks like now. So you can pull the bar at the top to the left, and you'll be able to just give a quick play of what we've been able to make. Cut. Twist. Spray. That took maybe 5-10 minutes. We've cut off about 57 seconds of the video, and we've been able to highlight very quickly the benefit of the product. People are moving very fast on Facebook. So simple. Okay. Now we want to wrap this all together, and we're going to bring in the 2 short videos that we made, the beginning and the end. So again, we're going to come down to the bottom, and we're going to hit plus. And now we're going to bring in our 2 beginning and end videos that should be in your library, which is this one and this one. All right, so these are the 2 that we made in Legend. All good? So then we're going to select those 2. I'm going to hit done. When they come into the app, they'll be at the end. And obviously we don't want to end with the awesome lemon spray. We want to bring that one to the beginning. So like I said, if you tap it and hold, you'll then be able to pull it to the front. Okay, so now we'll have the awesome lemon sprayer, then the demo, and then buy now at the end. Now, the problem with these little videos we've just added is that they're 6 seconds long, and you don't need that much time to deliver. There's a lot of animation in these clips that I don't think we need. So I'm going to trim these, and I want you guys to do the same. So I'm going to highlight the clip. I'm going to hit trim again, and I'm going to trim down just until a point when the text starts coming in. So there. And then I'm going to shorten it to about 2 seconds, because we only need a couple of seconds to understand the message. So there, done. 1.8. Trimmed. And I'm going to do the same with the buy now. I'm going to hit trim. Don't need all the 6 seconds. We're going to shorten it until the buy comes in, which is just there. And I'm going to bring it to the end about 2 seconds long here as well. Done. Okay. Let's have a look at what it looks like now. The awesome... Oh, okay. Cool. Let's just pause. So, because I've added in the new clips, I need to now move the text forward to their appropriate clip. So I'm going to just drag, pull and drag, so that they're coming in at the right time. Like that. Okay, now it should be good. The awesome lemon sprayer. Cut. Twist. Spray. Buy now! Cool. Now, I don't have sound, but I can hear some of your phones, and there is sound. Now, obviously, we've cut up this video, and the sound, the narrator of the product might not make sense anymore because we've cut it, sliced and diced. So one of the cool things we can do on this app, if you click into one of the clips where he's talking, and then just hold, you'll get clip volume. And so what I will do is just delete the clip, just minimize the volume, just turn it off. I'm going to do the same on each one. Turn off his voice. Tap and hold, turn off his voice. Now, the rule of Facebook is design for sound on, but excite with sound, design for sound off, but excite with sound on. And again, one of the cool things we can do with this app is we can add sound. So I'm going to add funk. This is my favorite one. But there is a whole heap of unlicensed music you can choose from. You can add tracks from your own library, but obviously also make sure that they are unlicensed tracks that you've downloaded from YouTube or something like that. But you can also access them here. I'm just going to do funk. Can somebody do funk as well and then turn the volume really loud so I can hear it? One person's doing it. The volume on that goes much louder. Don't be embarrassed. This is a great... Yeah, perfect. All right, now we're getting it. Cool. So I've added the funk track, and that will automatically play for the entire track, for the entire video. All right, so let's just give a final watch, a final review. The awesome lemon spray. I'm just thinking if there's anywhere I can make it a little bit shorter. Seems pretty good to me. Bye now. All right, are we all with me? Have we all arrived at the same point? Have we all done it exactly the same way, or have we used our own fonts a little bit, done something different? Different? I kind of want to see that. I might come around and have a look.
So I was just saying, who's brave enough to just quickly plug in their phone
can
and
we
show
come
what
and see
they've
some of the
created?
different ones?
It needs to be an iPhone. If someone with an iPhone that's got a completed version and is feeling brave and just can put it up on
a
the
couple of
screen.
people up here to see it.
There's got to be one person, surely.
Once you're happy with it, you just hit next, and then you get to this page here.
Come on, be brave. Be brave.
Just hit the save box in the top right corner, and then save it to your photos. And the really cool thing again about VideoShop is it allows you to save in high definition, so it doesn't compress the video. And so now I can go back to my videos. I've taken all my assets, and I have my 10-second video compiled from 2 still images and a cut version of a 1 minute, and now I can sell this product using a Facebook ad. Pretty cool, pretty simple. That cost barely, I think it cost $2 for Legend app, but you can now do this across all your products. If I had more time, we could do it again and again and again. Who's brave enough to bring it up and show us their versions? Someone. Melvin. Yeah, go on. Do them by name. Let's call them out by name.
Who looks really confident right now? Are you guys on iPhone? Do you want to show your... No?
Someone, one person.
Well, this gentleman's was different. What kind of phone do you have? Can I just see it though? I'm actually just intrigued. Doing it with new font. Groovy. You really shouldn't be nervous, because if it doesn't look good, it's my fault. It's not yours. You've been following my instructions. Okay, we got a volunteer. Great, let's have a look. Yep.
I think we're just getting a bit of help.
No, it's fine. So have we saved it? So we hit next, and it'll compile the video. Look at that. Twist.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we just need to edit the text a little bit so that it comes through at the right time. So if we go back, so it looks like this one needs to be at the front on this bit. This one needs to come forward just a little, and then this one needs to come there. And I think that should be good to go. I like your choice of words there. Spray. By now, perfect.
Awesome. Well done.
Now, have you ever made video like that before? Never. This was your first time.
Yeah.
See, anybody can do it. Awesome, good stuff.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Well done, mate. Cheers.
So I think that wraps up the session, and really what I wanted to demonstrate was how simple that is to do. We've taken a couple of still images, a video that you'll get from most of your manufacturers with the products that you're selling, and very quickly you can edit it, chop it, and make something that's original to your brand, but it will also be more engaging on Facebook and hopefully help you shift more product. And as we've just seen by our fellow dropshipper who's come up to give a demonstration, you can all do that now. You can all walk away with your phones and create something like that to help you improve results. So I hope that was helpful.
Awesome. Thank you. I was walking around and I saw a lot of people were actually able to follow along and make that video. And the first time I did this, yeah, I was just shocked because I never had the confidence to actually make anything. I can barely tell yellow and blue apart. I thought there's no way I can make a nice video, but
He can barely tell me and Johnny apart.
so, it was just like a revelation that we could do this in 15 minutes. And this is the first time you're doing it. And it took us a bit more than 20 minutes because we were going along slowly, trying to keep up with everyone. I'm sure with a little bit more practice, you'd be able to knock out videos in under 15 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's open up to questions about anything. You can ask them which barber they go to.
Just one thing. If it's a tough question, ask Greg. I'll take the really easy ones. That's cool.
But, I mean,
Cheers.
if you want to know more about other apps, like, what are some of the ways in which you could go beyond this? How can you make it more, how can you make it even better than this, if they have some tips on that? These guys have done a bunch of these now. I think you've been doing this for a few months. So really fantastic opportunity to get some insights from some really experienced mobile creative, what do you call yourselves?
Twins.
Right. The mobile creative twins. Okay, just let me, show of hand, I'll bring the mic around. There we go. Can rely
Do
on
it.
Steve.
Steve, was it?
Yeah.
Got it. Steve was the person who didn't want to show us his video.
No, just wondering, is there a quick way to add in the logos somewhere? Because like in the demo, there's no ways to do it.
Yeah, so as long as you have your logo saved on your phone as an image or a sticker, so in one of the apps that Johnny showed in the demonstration, there was the app where we drew a line around the model and pulled her out. So in that app, you can, if you've got your logo saved as an image on your phone, you just go into the app, cut out the logo, and then you can paste it in as a sticker anywhere.
Which app is that again?
Adobe Photoshop Mix is a really great app to do that with, or Knockout. I personally used Photoshop Mix quite a bit. It's really, really useful. On that point, it's a good point to make. When you're doing these conversion-based videos, you're using these to sell your products. You need to make sure that you're getting that brand element in there. The product isn't necessarily your brand, right? And it's a very good point to make. It's a good opportunity, and something that we do talk about is to make sure that you are getting your brand in front of your consumers as well. Just make sure that you're not overcutting or overstating or taking things away from your objective, which is to sell these products. So the product itself still needs to be front and center, but it's a good idea to try to work your brand into it. 100%.
Yeah, just think about the objective that you're buying on as well. You know, always remember that when you're delivering an ad on Facebook or Instagram, your brand is there as your profile, picture, and name. It's why it's always important to just have those two set up accurately to who you represent, because you'll always have that element of branding. If you're buying videos, if you're actually trying to buy reach and those kind of brand-orientated things, it's really important to have the logo front and center and those types of assets. But for somebody who's looking to buy that awesome little product that you have, I'd say it's more important to be product focused than necessarily brand focused at that time. Just things to consider.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Anyone else? Just raise your hand. We can come around.
Hi. So I think a lot of us work on the desktop instead. So could you recommend desktop apps instead?
Sure. Yeah. Are you with Macs or Windows?
Windows.
So as far as I know, I've been working predominantly with Mac, so I can speak more to Mac than Android. But all these apps are available on desktop as well, so you can use them there too. You can download them as apps. I did a quick search yesterday on my colleague's Lenovo, so Windows computer, and the apps are there as well. So you can use the same apps on your desktop, same process.
Okay, thanks.
The other thing to add to that is that the mobile phone, in this instance, we used assets that, you know, as drop shippers you'd normally be sent. But the thing to think about is production as well. If you really want to stand out and take the next step when you're all selling the same products, the real fun starts when you actually start creating your own assets. And the mobile phone is a great tool to be able to do that. So even if you do have a desktop and that's where you're going to be putting stuff together, the actual production happens on your phone, and the camera quality that you have on the iPhones these days and Samsungs, that's what you want to, that's your tool really to be able to film your stories. So yes, the desktop is great to be able to put stuff together finally, but the iPhone or the mobile is what you want to be using to actually produce your own stuff.
Anyone else? Has anyone here used any of these apps before or heard of these before coming into this session?
How much time have we got?
Well, you've got 10 more minutes.
Let me show. I'm going to show you. So another.
We've got one question.
One more. Yeah. Go. No. Go ahead first.
No, it's okay. You just go on with yours first.
Yeah. Okay. Can we put my phone back up? So one of the points Johnny made, and so when you go on the Mobile Studio website, you'll see kind of a list of apps that we know are kind of, they work well for us and they produce really good assets. They're apps that we have a bit of a relationship with, but that doesn't mean you can't use the thousands of other apps that are out there. And like Johnny was saying, it's actually quite fun to just go out and find some new stuff. Sometimes there's a $1 fee or a $2 fee. Legend, when it first came out, was free, but now there's a $2 fee to use it one time. But if you go out there and start searching and finding new things, you can find some really awesome stuff. And so we were searching a couple of weeks back, and we found this one. I just thought I'd give you a quick demo. But it's called Fuse.
You can do it with me or do it with a bottle.
I can do it with a bottle of water. I can do it with anything. But, it's all about grabbing that attention, a bit like with Boomerang, that quick bit of movement. And this is an awesome way to kind of get a 360 feel. And you know how within Canvas or 360, when you tilt your phone, you get that kind of movement, that tilt pan. And this is an app that allows you to create that yourself with your own products. So I'll show you how it works really quickly. If you choose the object that you want to create the tilt pan on, so I'm going to use this water bottle, and all I'm going to do is tap the phone, and it finds the object, right? So it's found it there, and then you just hit record, here,
Hold it
and
down.
then all you have to do is move around it, just like this. Very, very simple. I'll only go like 2/4 of the way. You can go full 360 if you want. Once it's done, it will save. You go in, and now I can just tilt my phone, and it will be able to look around it for me. How cool is that? That was free. That didn't cost me any money.
It's so awesome. What you can do with these is you can't actually upload this creative and then have that moving feature with the phone translate to your ad, but you can then do a screen recording of your phone of you tilting it, upload that as a video, and like for any of us that are selling clothes or anything like that, yeah, it's super awesome to think about maybe capturing a model in a dress or a guy in a pair of jeans or whatever it is, and you're getting that kind of full 360, record that on your screen. Again, we've got motion, a video, something very simple that you can use in an ad.
Cool. I just wanted to show you that app. I mean, it's an example of so many things you can find out there. That's not on the mobile studio, but
Fuse, F-Y-U-S-E.
Yeah. So at the moment, Fuse as an app is set up in a similar way to like an Instagram, where it's actually its own social network where people are sharing these kind of tilt pan images with themselves. So like Johnny was saying, what we've done to kind of hack that is we'll create our own Fuse, plug it into a laptop, and then screen record us doing the movement, and then just use that video. And it records in HD because it's straight off your phone. So it's just different ways around it. We'll go back to your question.
No, that kind of answered my questions.
It did?
Yeah.
What was your question? Do you know an app where I can film it on my screen and it does a kind of 360 tilt pan? Yes. Fuse. Nailed it.
Another question over here.
Yeah, so I was just wondering if you have checked out an app called Flixel.
Yes.
Yeah, have you tried it on maybe on one of your creative?
Yeah, I mean,
well?
I don't. I think with an app like Flixel, you're moving more towards the kind of Offio type prices, right? Where you have to. I think to get full access to Flixel is about $200 for a year subscription or something. I'm not 100% sure. But that being said, the actual content and the creative that you get out of there is very strong. And so for people that don't know about Flixel, or Flixar, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it creates very high quality cinemagraphs. And you can do it from pictures that you take on your phone. They have a lot of awesome videos of how to do it, how to create good cinemagraphs. And it's very high quality. So again, I think like Astrid was saying with some of the options that we have for the slightly more high end, if you've got a product that is absolutely smashing it and you want to scale that product and you're ready to invest into it, then I think you can take those steps. And Flixel is a good app to use, Offio in the future, or getting in touch with a rep to get onto a create to convert. And I think it hits that kind of point. For me, Flixel is not really necessary when we're talking about just being able to make good motion content at scale for the large range of products that you guys have. But if you have the investment for it, I think it's a great app and one I'd recommend using.
Awesome. I think, Jade, you mentioned another app that's a good one, right?
Yeah, I was using. Have you guys heard of
Quick App. Is that the one by GoPro?
Yes.
Yes, I do know that one.
It's very similar to.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Just video editing.
Yeah. So it's really.
But with like effects and stuff.
Yeah. It's part of. So GoPro have a kind of family of apps of their own. There's one called Capture, I think, which is the one that connects to the actual GoPro device, and you can bring your content straight onto your phone. And then they have the Quick app, which is very similar to like Video Shop, but with some cool quirks that work well with GoPro footage as well. But you can use it for any content you have on your phone. So it's actually one of the ones listed on our website.
There are so many. I can guarantee that when you start going away and actually kind of experimenting with these apps, downloading them, trying them out, you'll go onto the App Store, you'll search for the app, and there'll be about 50 other ones there that you can try as well. There are heaps out there. And don't forget that your phone itself is an editing device. You can edit videos just in the normal features that you have on your mobile as well. Mobile is really kind of disrupting this area. You all now have the tool, unless you still have a Nokia 3210, to actually go out and be able to do this stuff. So it's really exciting. And the big ambition that we hope, like I mentioned at the start, is that from now on, that element of adding motion into your creative is your baseline. That's where you just start from every single time. On top of that, when you go deeper, as Greg's mentioned, with your key priority products, and you want to start investing more and building it out, then all good. But your baseline needs to revolve around that idea of just making sure that you've got motion within your ads. That's really the key.
Okay, I think we have time for one last question, guys. Anything else?
Ask anything. Get the last question in.
Greg did used to have a beard as well.
I did.
I kept mine because otherwise everyone at Facebook would lose their minds.
They still do.
That's one question potentially that we've answered.
Yeah.
Someone told me your noses are different. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel we're pretty similar.
Similar in the nose department.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Cool.
Thank you so
no worries.
Pleasure.
Thank you.